Top Talker time, an esteemed panel. Esteemed today. Joining us from the Team 1200 is Dean Roberts, Duker.
Curtis.
Stuntman Stu is here from Majic 100 Mornings. Hi.
Hello, pleasure to be here.
And from CTV News. It's Graham Richardson, ladies.
The Duker, Stuntman, and Graham Richardson.
Graham Richardson. Well, you're a newsman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
A newsman.
A
newsman.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot going on, and I'm sure you'll be talking about it tonight, and you've been talking about it this morning. It's not sports related, but with all the teachers fiasco and the students not going to school and then being allowed to go to school, and the teachers protesting but not protesting and then going to school but no classes are held. Then we've got the whole thing going on with Native leaders and the federal government. We've got a whole, we've got the NHL thing just solved. The question on our minds today, fellas, is why can't we just get along?
Big question. But I think, like, take a look at the teachers. I think it's the lack of ability to take it from 1,000 feet and assess the reality. The law's in place. It says if you're off the job, it's illegal. I'm wondering whether the union leadership with the teachers knew the Ontario Labour Relations Board was going to rule eventually that this, if you walk out, it's an illegal strike.
Yeah.
I found it a bit too cute by half to be calling it a political protest. There's 76,000 people walking off the job all at once. You know, where I come from, that's a strike. I don't need the Labour Relations Board to tell me that.
But call it what you will, and a lot of people don't give a rat's patootie what you call it. It sends people scrambling because people can't get together and make decisions. I mean, all of these decisions in regard to the teacher situation and the schools, I call it the teacher situation. I really shouldn't limit it to that. But the whole situation today was a mad scramble. Yeah. Decisions were made too late. The NHL lockout, for example, Dean, everybody looks at it, and even the people involved in it go, should never have happened.
Too many egos.
Yeah, but it happens all the time, right?
Gary Bettman, Donald Fear's show, egos got in the way. And it not only affected the fans, but it affected Stu, for example. Stu didn't get to do his thing at Scotiabank Place until maybe the 21st, I hear. But
and as we discovered, I mean, it's a necessity for the Ottawa Senators to have Stu up there announcing the things at the game.
Yeah. I think we're a society that thrives on conflict. And whenever you're upset about something in the workplace, immediately it's let's go on strike, or I'm not happy about this. Like, get a mediator for everything. You look at protests. I have no problem if people protest, but either do it on your day off, which they'll never do, or if you're going to protest, like I don't know more, don't stand in front of a train. Don't inconvenience innocent people who have nothing
highways,
they have nothing to do with
out of school.
But there's nothing to do with your cause.
They would say, though, in that case, they do. And nobody cares until they block trains. Nobody cares.
But does anybody care anyway in the end?
Yeah,
my question is, are these forms of protests and you know, be it negotiations or whatever, are they effective? Do they send the proper message? Do they make a difference in the end? And to me, the answer is no, because like I say, when it comes down to it, the general public doesn't care how you do it. As if it affects them in a negative way, that's what they care about.
Remember the bus strike a couple of years ago? They weren't going to do it in July. Do it in the middle of winter.
That's right, because it affected more people.
And I think, I mean, generally with NHL, whether it's NHL or the teachers, I think that this need to not look like you've given up too much drives a lot. And that's a natural thing, but at the same time, there has to be a point where everybody recognizes, okay, we've got what we've got, and it's not going to get any better.
Exactly.
And I think that's where people don't see that.
Are we degenerating in this area? Like, were we better at getting along and making decisions and coming to agreement on things before, or is this a recent sort of phenomenon that we've been involved in?
I think we've turned into a society that, you know, what are you going to do for me? You know, what are you going to do for me right now, as opposed to maybe 50 years ago, people wouldn't have had the guts to do that. Now it's like the minute you're upset with something, Okay, let's throw our hands up in the air and let's go on strike, or let's get locked out, whatever.
Think about the kids in school. Think about the parents that have to change schedules.
Right.
As far as hockey goes, think about the workers at Scotiabank Place, whether it's parking cars or whatever. You know, and think about the fans.
Yeah.
And give them a say somehow. You know, get them involved.
Yeah, and at the same time, though, people need to have a way of expressing their displeasure with their employer, with you know, whatever the debate is, right?
Make no mistake on teachers, and you're probably running time, but this is an extraordinary move by the government of Ontario. They have imposed a contract. They have said they're going to impose a contract that will be enshrined in law, and you can't do anything about it. I totally understand frustration with, hold on, what am I just going to roll over?
Yeah.
And the answer is no, I'm not. The question is, what do you do about it, and at what point have you reached high noon and you can't get any more?
But then you come to a decision to have a one-day protest, which in a sense is a walkout or a strike, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It affects people in a negative way, and in the teachers' case, the teachers' union case, today ultimately completely backfired and blew up in their face.
Or in the board's face. Depending on,
well,
I mean,
everybody.
schools are open; they're not.
Yeah,
Our buses bring running, your kids, you can't.
You know, our bus is running. Yes, are they running? It was a nightmare this morning.
We got to go, fellas. But I appreciate
you know what? I'm on strike. I'm on strike. I'm done with this. I'm done.
There he goes.
What did I know that was going to happen?
Thanks.